has been built on small towns like Richland, Missouri. All right. People like this has come and paid their hard-earned money to come watch me night after night. So you know what? I spoke to the RCW Board of Directors. Yes. And I feel like Richland deserves a little bit more. So tonight we're going to have a tournament for the RCW Championship, and we're going to crown a winner tonight.
Trevor Murdoch, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you here. He's going to move on to ladies and gentlemen, don't you go anywhere. More RCW Ringside Edition TV is next. Missouri are solidly behind Air Raid. As you can see, he has the support of Richland, Missouri. Hello, Brian Thompson here at Ringside with you for another exciting episode of our RCW Ringside Edition TV. We're going to get the formal announcements from ring announcer Josh Ray in just a moment. First round action in the RCW Richland Rumble Invitational Tournament. Superstar Steve getting the introduction, but Air Raid is getting the great reaction. There you see and hear the support for Air Raid, the mysterious masked man who, it's always interesting, every time we come to a different location, he suddenly is from high above that particular city. Amazing. I wonder how he checks his mail with all these different zip codes he must be living in. Wow, you can hear the crowd reaction. They like the man under the mask. Air Raid always brings a lot of fun, a lot of excitement to the ring when he competes around the country. We've seen him here in RCW. Unfortunately, his love interest for Stacey O'Brien fell flat. She has accepted the offerings of another man. Air Raid was also defeated by Brandon S.B. Espinoza back at RCW Speedway Slam 2017. But he can right that ship right here, right now, if Air Raid could defeat Superstar Steve and advance in the RCW Richland Rumble Invitational Tournament. And now, the dual opportunity to be the RCW champion. Of course, it's a championship tournament now, and I think Air Raid, though, is confused. He is checking the referee, Curtis Deerling. Steve is ready to compete, and now apparently Air Raid is, well, maybe a little bit off his marbles here. He seems to think it's a match. He's the referee, and the match should be between referee Curtis Deerling and Superstar Steve Fender. Now, I can promise you one thing. Curtis Deerling wants no part. Curtis, don't do this. Curtis wants no part of Superstar Steve Fender. And wait a minute, here comes Air Raid. I think I heard Curtis say something to the effect of he does not have a wrestler's license, which is true in the state of Missouri. A tag back into Air Raid, and we're going to have the normal matchup. A lot of fun and games. We talked about it from Air Raid. The kids love him. The parents of the kids love him. Everybody loves Air Raid. He likes to have a good time, but he needs to focus in now because he has a tough task ahead of him in Superstar Steve Fender. Superstar Steve is upset. His last appearance here in Ringside Championship Wrestling was not a successful one, as he fell victim to three-time WWE Tag Team Champion Trevor Murdoch in what was Murdoch's last televised wrestling matchup. You've seen it on recent editions of this program.
Scouts Honor. Who's here for Boy Scout? Yeah,
Scout's Honor, says Air Raid. I guess he was a Boy Scout at a younger part of his life. And now test of strength, and superstar Steve Fender looks to be getting the advantage early on. Remember, this is a tournament, a unique situation here. 3 matches. The winners will advance to a triple threat championship final. Originally was to be for the RCW Richland Rumble Invitational crown. Now added stipulation, as you heard at the top of our program, Trevor Murdoch, on behalf of the RCW Board of Directors, announced that the winner of this particular unique tournament setup will be the new RCW Heavyweight Champion. First time since 2010 that the RCW Heavyweight title has been active. We told you that 2018 would be a huge year for Ringside Championship Wrestling, and I cannot think of a bigger or better way to make 2018 a grand year than by reinstating the RCW Heavyweight title. And Richland, Missouri got the honors of hosting this. You'll be seeing all the results in the coming months here on RCW Ringside Edition TV. Back and forth chain wrestling now between these two. Superstar Steve, the veteran that he is, goes to the ropes and well, I guess he missed that extra spanking on his birthday, and Air Raid delivered. Steve did not like it, and here he comes charging at Air Raid, and that was a mistake on the part of superstar Steve Fender. He became the butt of the joke, so to speak. Oh, the superstar Steve going to take control. Delivered a knee seconds ago. Steve Fender, and a knife edge chop. Steve Fender has made many trips to Japan. He is an internationally traveled superstar. Trained with the 8 times heavyweight champion of the world, the legendary Handsome Harley Race. So you know that superstar Steve has a great foundation as a multiple-year veteran, 18, 19 years now or more in this sport, reaching near that 20-year mark. He is no Johnny-come-lately. Wants to resume winning ways as far as RCW is concerned, and he is a part of this special tournament that will crown a new champion. Up and over the top rope goes Air Raid, but fortunately for the masked superstar, he landed up on his feet. Now wait a minute, you can see Air Raid going up under the ring. Don't know what he's doing here. And superstar Steve wants to go out after him. Now Steve does not realize that Air Raid has went up under the ring, and now he's getting into an argument here with referee Curtis Deerling. Now here, wait a minute, there's Air Raid. He came up under, he must have crawled all the way underneath the ring. Superstar Steve is confused. Now wait a minute, he made eye contact there with Air Raid, realized Air Raid was trying to sneak one over on him. Look at this. Nice series by the masked man. Cross body by Air Raid. A cover attempt there, not to be. Oh, look at this crucifix pinning combination by Air Raid, 2 count. Oh, but Steve is going to try to cut this momentum down. Superstar Steve has a slow, methodical pace. And that's what he's going to have to utilize to stop the fun and the fury that is Air Raid, the high-flying superstar. Air Raid maybe thinking now something like a victory roll here or something of that nature. Yes, sir. Cover. Tried the victory roll attempt, not to be. Swing and a miss on a clothesline. Superstar Steve going to pick Air Raid up, drop him on the back of his head. And that could be a turning point in this match. You're watching it here on RCW Ringside Edition TV.
It's been 4 years to graduate college. Or graduate from Clement Truck Driving Academy with your CDL in 4 weeks. After graduating, you can try to find a job yourself or use Clement's Job Placement Assistance. The choice is yours.
I'd love to have you as a student. Enroll online or call for a free consultation today.
At American Family Insurance, we believe that with the right support, any dream is possible. For auto, home, business, or life, contact us today.
Contact me, Teresa Stewart, your American Family Insurance agent, at 573-774-5900.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI. American Family Insurance Company. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Bring the action, the excitement, the fan-friendly, family-friendly atmosphere of Ringside Championship Wrestling to your town. Do you have a fundraiser? Do you have a need in your community that we can support and help? Ringside Championship Wrestling is here, and we want to be your partner. Bring all the superstars. We can even bring a legend or two to your town as part of your partnership with Ringside Championship Wrestling. For more details, call or text today, 417-650-6118, and we will hook up with you and bring Ringside Championship Wrestling live to your community for a great cause.
Local makes sense. Lebanon is proud of over 100 years of tradition, blending new and established businesses in our growing and vibrant community. Local makes sense because you support our youth, fire protection, public safety, health, and other services which make our community great. Local makes sense because you support our growing job market, factories, agriculture, retail, and tourism. Live here, play here, work here, stay here. Lebanon, Laclede County, Missouri, where local makes sense.
Arkansas! May 19th, CWA Wrestle Race 5 presents Spa City Slam at the Hot Springs Convention Center. You'll see a guest appearance by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, plus Jerry Lawler collides with Matt Riviera. Lucha Underground's Ray Phoenix goes one-on-one with Barrett Brown. Also, Superstar Bill Dundee, J.J. Dillon, and much more. Tickets are available.
The action between Superstar Steve Fender and Air Raid continues. Remember, this is a first-round match in the RCW Richland Rumble Invitational Tournament, and it may be as good as done right now as Air Raid tasted the steel as Superstar Steve Fender tossed him to the steel post, and the shoulder connected. Now Superstar Steve is asking referee Curtis Dearling, why are you not counting here? As Dearling begins the count, trying to keep Steve at bay. Air Raid in trouble. You see Air Raid down. The fans are starting to try to rally behind him. Now wait a minute, here comes Superstar Steve Fender, not going to waste any time, ramming Air Raid head first into the canvas. Come on, we need to get this matchup back into the ring. And again in the ring apron. Steve ramming. Air Raid now going to follow him back in. Superstar Steve seems to have slowed down the offense of Air Raid as he looks to climb that ladder and in his mind capture what should be his, and that's the RCW Heavyweight Championship. The title that was once held by John Michael Worthington back in the year 2010. Of course, unfortunately, for a significant period of time, we ceased operations, but we're back, and we're bringing back the RCW Heavyweight Championship, and I'm glad to hear the board of directors making that decree. We had Trevor Murdoch as our special guest in Richland at the Richland Rumble, and they gave him permission to go out and make that great announcement you saw at the top of our program. A lot of excitement in Richland right now, as they know they will see history made. And you will see it right here on RCW Ringside Edition TV. Thank you for joining us wherever you are, whether you're watching us on Fidelity Local 6 throughout the state of Missouri, Arkansas, or Texas, or if you're watching us on the RCW YouTube channel, please subscribe. Help us get that unique URL. Or you may be watching us on the High Spots Wrestling Network. And what a great What a great value for $9.99 that particular network is. All sorts of classic professional wrestling, independent wrestling from around the world. We encourage you to go to highspotswrestlingnetwork.com and subscribe today. And in addition to all those great organizations and classic footage, you can see RCW, Ringside Edition TV, and the Late Night Wrestling Archive. So certainly look into that. Subscribe to the High Spots Wrestling Network. Superstar Steve continues to pour on the punishment against Air Raid. What a matchup this is to kick things off in the Richland Rumble Invitational Tournament that is now for the RCW title. Air Raid hung on there. Steve tried to jump on top of him. Air Raid going to pick him up, dump him up and over now, but Superstar Steve, great ability to counter the little bit of offense that Air Raid was even trying to inflict. And a 2 count only. Superstar Steve seems to be getting infuriated right now. Other matches in the first round of the tournament. Kyle Roberts takes on Orion Creed. 2 young superstars doing battle. KB Violence, Karim Brigante takes on the Rock N Roll Millennial, Danny Adams. And actually, we're going to try to catch a word with the Rock N Roll Millennial, talk about his thoughts at the conclusion of this particular match, his thoughts on that, as well as his thoughts on taking on KB Violence, Karim Brigante, if we have enough time in this television broadcast. We also want to thank all the great sponsors that made RCW Richland Rumble a possibility. Their support brought you the superstars of RCW to your community. Check them out. We still have them listed on our website, rcwringside.com, as well as on our Facebook page and Twitter. You can look up the archives there and see the great sponsors of RCW Richland Rumble. Many of them, the gold and silver sponsors, will have commercials in the next couple of episodes of this program. So we want to thank them again. Patronize those businesses. They support your community. We should turn around and support them. Superstar Steve inflicting the punishment now on Air Raid. You can't see completely the reaction of Air Raid because he wears the mask. But if you could see his face, you know it would be a grimace of pain. Superstar Steve seems to be dominating now. After the initial fun, the initial flurry, Steve is a serious competitor, and that may be the difference maker. Maybe Air Raid had a little bit too much fun. Sometimes fun and games, you got to be a little more serious, but now Air Raid is doing his best to come back here against a man, like I said, Superstar Steve, world-traveled, trained by 8 times heavyweight champion Harley Race. It does not get much better than that. Sunset flip over into a pinning combination. Not enough, though. Superstar Steve, I don't think Air Raid had enough behind that, really, to gain a pinfall victory there against the Superstar. As these fans, you can hear the boos ring out in Richland here at the City Gymnasium. They are solidly against Superstar Steve Fender. And a 2 count only, says referee Curtis Deerling. Steve is really getting upset now. He wants this matchup to be over. Keep in mind, he has a second matchup in this tournament if he is victorious, so he's got to be somewhat thinking about that in the back of his mind. The sooner this is over, the sooner he gets a break. Looks like Steve made a motion toward his throat area. Picking on a fan at ringside. That's unfortunate. Come on, Steve. Totally uncalled for. Steve may be making a mistake here, wasting too much time insulting a fan, and it was a mistake. Superstar Steve looking for a leg drop. Did not connect, except, well, he didn't connect with the leg drop, but his gluteus maximus right there connected with the unforgiving canvas. Now this is certainly an opening Air Raid should utilize to his advantage to gain some momentum back in his favor. Atomic drop and now knife edge chop to follow. Air Raid could be sensing opportunity, but don't count Superstar Steve out yet. As Air Raid, though, is still delivering some offense. He's still in this fight, still in this battle. It is not over by a long shot. And give certainly Air Raid some credit for hanging in there. He has suffered quite the punishment from Superstar Steve Fender. Oh, a bulldog attempt by Air Raid was not to be. You got to believe that Steve has countered or been looking for a counter to that move. That is actually how he lost to Trevor Murdoch back at Speedway Slam 2017. Murdoch came off the second turnbuckle on the inside with that bulldog and beat Superstar Steve. So you got to know that Steve, a student of the game, looks for ways to counter moves like that. Now wait a minute, come on. Steve Fender was trying to utilize the ropes to get the 3 count. Air Raid hung in there and kicked out of the pinning combination by the Superstar. Both men, they've really battled it out here for quite some time, going deep into this contest. 20-minute time limit on these first round matches, so getting not too far removed from that amount of time of action here. Look at that, press slam by Air Raid. Enziguri kick. I think I just heard a call from ring announcer Josh Ray talking about the time, as a matter of fact. May not be elementary here if Air Raid can get the victory, but it was not to be, as you just saw. Curtis Deerling reporting back that it was just 2. What a battle it's been to kick things off in the RCW Richland Rumble Invitational tournament that is now for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. Air Raid against Superstar Steve Fender, and here comes the man who likes to fly high. Air Raid going up all the way to the top rope, and he cannot deliver, but Superstar Steve Fender, he delivered a super kick. And that, my friends, may be a game changer as far as the momentum that Air Raid was beginning to gain is concerned. Referee applying a count now. Remember, you got till the 10 count, but that's been broken up. Steve back to a vertical base. The Superstar going to deliver some knees in. Swinging a missile on that shot. Still driving knees in. Oh, wait a minute. If he hits this, Brainbuster. Brainbuster, that's one of his patented maneuvers and is to perfection for Superstar Steve Fender. Victorious in the tournament, the Superstar advances to the championship finals. Ladies and gentlemen, you could be looking at the next RCW Heavyweight Champion winning the first of 3 matches that will lead to a triple threat championship final. Another man who could be headed to that championship final is the Rock N Roll Millennial, Danny Adams. We will speak to him at ringside when we come back here on RCW Ringside Edition TV. Don't you go anywhere, wrestling fans. Again, Superstar Steve Fender victorious. He's championship finals bound.
Makes sense. Lebanon is proud of over 100 years of tradition, blending new and established businesses in our growing and vibrant community. Local makes sense because you support our youth, fire protection, public safety, health, and other services which make our community great. Local makes sense because you support our growing job market, factories, agriculture, retail, and tourism. Live here, play here, work here, stay here. Lebanon, Laclede County, Missouri, where local makes sense.
Bring the action, the excitement, the fan-friendly, family-friendly atmosphere of Ringside Championship Wrestling to your town. Do you have a fundraiser? Do you have a need in your community that we can support and help? Ringside Championship Wrestling is here, and we want to be your partner. Bring all the superstars. We can even bring a legend or two to your town as part of your partnership with Ringside Championship Wrestling. For more details, call or text today, 417-650-6118, and we will hook up with you and bring Ringside Championship Wrestling live to your community for a great cause.
Arkansas. May 19th, CWA Wrestle Race 5 presents Spa City Slam at the Hot Springs Convention Center. You'll see a guest appearance by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, plus Jerry Lawler collides with Matt Riviera. Lucha Underground's Ray Phoenix goes one-on-one with Barrett Brown. Also, Superstar Bill Dundee, J.J. Dillon, and much more. Tickets are available.
You can spend 4 years to graduate college, or graduate from Clement Truck Driving Academy with your CDL in 4 weeks. After graduating, you can try to find a job yourself, or use Clement's Job Placement Assistance. The choice is yours.
I'd love to have you as a student. Enroll online or call for a free consultation today.
I'm talking about the Rock N Roll Millennial, Danny Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Danny, first of all, let me shake your hand. Welcome you to Ringside Championship Wrestling. Let's talk about the big matchup you have in the Invitational Tournament, now the RCW Championship Tournament, against KB Violence, Karim Brigante. Your thoughts?
Well, Brian, first of all, thank you so much for that generous introduction. Now, how do I feel about being right here in Ringside Championship Wrestling? Well, I know the best competition is right here at RCW, and I know the best fans are right here in Richland, Missouri.